Okay, we have our rings mounted to the bases, the bottom half of the rings. Now it's time to get ready to lap. And you get the appropriate lapping bar, and you're going to set it in there with some of the grit. Now this is just like a grease or something with an abrasive grit in there. Okay? And there's two ways of doing this. The way I did it, there's a space here you can mount this handle either here or in the middle. And then once you get the grit and the rings on, you can go back and forth like this and very gently lap out the rings. But because I'm going to have to do this like on probably every gun, you can screw this adapter in and then chuck this up to a drill motor and then let it go. You know, do it high speed back and forth. I'm going to try that method. But anyway, what you do first is you get your grit kind of dried up. And you rub some of it in the rings there. Put some in the rings here. This is messy. And the thing is, you know, depending on how you want to do it, you just take your time and go easy and then check. And you have to tighten the screws down as you do this. So it is kind of a pain in the ass. Now remember, we put our notch, one notch, one notch. So I'm going to get this loaded up with the lapping compound. And over the top. Always have rags and stuff around. And it's just a matter of dropping these screws in here. And I'm going to use my 3mm long wrench. That one in. Get them started. And get the rear one on. Once we load it up with lapping compound. Again, make sure we have it aligned. Now the reason I notch them is so if we take these off to check the progress in it, we know we're aligning them back. Because basically what you're doing now is you're making a custom fit. So now the lapping will make the diameter uniform, and I think will also help with the alignment. Because you're going to remove the metal to the bar, so it'll true up these rings also. Now, you can take this now you got some resistance. Just tweak it a little. So you're going to have to fool with this and go a little at a time till you get the correct, and that's how it's going to be. So this is a very time-consuming thing. That's gripping soap pretty good. That's why I said it's a real pain in the ass. It takes a lot of time. And alright. Well, I'm going to hook up my drill motor and then we're going to give it a twirl. Alright, I see this is going to be a little bit on the difficult and wild side, but and already my resistance is gone, so crank a little here and there. Now we're going to take it off, clean out the compound, and see what we got so far. Alright, here's what we got so far. You see there's the dark where it hasn't been cutting. And you see where the rings aren't quite round. And on the top, same thing. There's darkness there. They only hit, those were the high spots. So you see that's only about 50% of it's cleaned up. Now this is I'm using that drill motor and it's kind of expediting this, but I don't know about the evenness of it. Okay, it's always better to kind of go by hand back and forth. That's more of a precise lap. I may do that. I mean, this is quick, but the finish is kind of rough on there too. See? So I may hand lap it the rest of the way in and just sit there and just take my time and do it and get them nice and round. But that kind of moved it all right. Now if you get one of these kits and are tempted to use the drill press method, I advise against it. I mean, it took some off quick, but this method's the best way. You turn it back and forth kind of slowly. Okay. And then once your resistance starts to drop some, you can feel it, and you go and just keeping your spaces equal. You just tighten down on your screws a little each time, just a tad, so you get some resistance. Because I did it again on fast mode and really didn't do much of anything. And part of the trick is, just a gentle tightening down. And you're going to sit here for a bit. You check on your progress and clean it all off, but I suggest you use the hand method. It's messy. It's nasty, but it does a better job. When I'm spinning it fast with the drill motor, it was really polished the bar up, but the finish was rough. We're getting close. I get that freewheeling and another slight adjustment, I may do it. But I kind of cranked down on it and really, it's almost the same results. So I think the best way to do this is just like I'm doing, and I'll do a better job, be truer and exact. Okay, I've been at it for a while. I did this last little tweak, and it seems to be pretty solid and difficult to turn. And it isn't. After some of those, it isn't getting easier to do. So it looks like I've hit it pretty much full. That's how you kind of know. And that's why doing it by hand is better. You can feel it and gradually take it down, and you know you got it. So let's take it out and take a look. Alright. Front set of rings we almost got. I'd say 95% on the bottom, about 90% on the top ring. So that's going to give good contact. This one here, about 95% on the bottom. I'd say 75 on the top, but that's where it was giving us trouble right in there. But I think it's good enough to where it'll lock the scope down without moving. Let's try it with the centering rings and see what we get. Alright, with the alignment pins in, the left and right thing looks to have been done. And the up and down is better. Maybe not 100% perfect. Well, yeah, close enough. But it's better than what it was. Put it to you that way. And really going any further. I think this is adequate, and when you tighten these things down, it does lock them bars in there. So we're getting a good grip on the tube itself or whatever you put in there. So we've trued it up, got it to where it's lining up better. Now it's just a matter of cleaning all this lapping compound off of everything. It's going to take a bit, and then we'll go and mount the scope again.